Okay, what's up, y'all? So, welcome to the channel. For anybody checking me out for the first time, all you randos and noobs, and welcome back for all my subscribers. Just hit 250, so, yep, one step closer to retirement off of YouTube. So, I definitely appreciate you guys getting me to that 250 mark. It's definitely a milestone for me, especially after kicking around on YouTube for 4 or 5 years now, and finally committing to this here moto vlogging type deal and the type of content that I bring. It's definitely unique, so yeah, thanks for that. And let's just start talking about some stuff. So it's a gloomy day, and it's probably going to be a semi-gloomy to gloomy topic. I don't know, depends on how you take it. Trying to give you as much information about me as possible on how I process emotions, because I mentioned that in my last video when I was talking about how different I am on YouTube, but I'm trying to give it to you without talking too much about myself, because you see all these YouTubers, you see all these social media personalities, influencers as they like to be called, which they ain't influencing nothing, I don't think. They're always complaining, you know, people all in my business, and people all, you know, always got something to say. You're putting your life out for the world to see, and then you get upset when somebody has something to say about it. You know, you're talking about, well, there's people in my Kool-Aid, because bitch, you handing out cups. Like, what do you expect? You giving out the information, and it's just asinine to not expect someone in this day and age to comment about it. Anything, positive, negative, whatever. It seems like people only will only accept the positive comments or nothing at all. Like, you know, Granny and old folks used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That don't work no more. So anywho, enough about that little smidgen of a rant. Before I get on my next rant, what I'm going to do is tell you about me without telling you too much about me, because I don't want to piss off my wife, one, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Let's just get into it. So how I process emotions, this was brought up by a recent course that I took. This is actually the second or third time I've taken this course, and I was like, this is awesome. This is the perfect topic for my next video, because I was just talking about this a couple weeks ago. I took a 4 lenses course. If you're not familiar with 4 lenses, it's one of the many personality type tests that are out there in the world. And it's a very popular one. It helps you learn a little bit about yourself and other people that you work with. Of course, this was taken at work, so it was one of those tools to help you learn how to work with your coworkers and manage their, I don't know, personalities as well as your own. And it, of course, helps with your family life if you take it home and let your family test. Now, I did this years and years ago, and we just did it again very recently, and I was like, this is awesome. I could just use colors and describe myself, and people understand. Of course, I will throw in some B-roll, as I usually attempt to do, and get some explanations, some explanatory words for what I'm saying here. But I'm green. I am I am a high green. Now, this is not a box. I'm not trapped in this. I think I've become more green over the years, because you can change. People change. We are a very complex creature, and these personality tests are, yes, they're scientific to a point. There are lots of factors and stuff taken into them, but you can't just say I'm one thing. I have bits and pieces of all of the colors. There's green, orange, gold, blue, and of course they are all within me somewhere in this hodgepodge of a person. But I can tell you for sure, green is this guy right here, which I guess is why the Hulk is my favorite character. Anywho, so I'm green, and the traits of green include, you know, logical thinking, you know, lists things that are critical thinking, logical again, you know, time management, personal financial stability for your family, you know, just being stable in many aspects of life. And blue is basically a hippie. You know, they're flowy, they're feely, they're very good people outwardly. Like, you can just, like, oh man, she's so nice, or he's so nice, and blah blah blah. And I am not the opposite, but I have ABF as opposed to RBF, which is resting bitch face. I got active bitch face. Like, I always look like I'm upset or mean to certain people. I'm not all the time. It's just my face is very indicative of how I feel on the inside, because I'm not a very outwardly emotional person. I believe a lot of stuff is personal, needs to be kept within, and I keep it in. And sometimes my face is just like, nah son, they're gonna have to read this like Braille. You can see it, and it's ridiculous. But, you know, it's one of my tells. I can never play poker, because my face would just be like, I lost this hand, I'm screwed. But as opposed to an opposite-ish type bluish orangish person, I am basically a robot to them. And I believe that, without having them take the test recently, I'm pretty sure my wife and daughter are bluity blue and like a pinch of orange. My daughter shows some green every now and then, maybe some gold, but she shows some green when she wants some, I tell you that much. Anywho, so this personality test shows that I basically am, like I said, a robot. It's not that I'm devoid of emotion. I have plenty of emotions. Like, I get upset, I get angry. I mean, it shouldn't be the first thing I start off with, but that's what people think about me just because of my face. But I experience joy, I experience happiness, but it's never just written on my face. Like, if I'm happy, you get me something, I'm gonna say thanks. That's about it. You tell me a joke, I'm gonna laugh. That's it. I'm not putting out a damn parade because something was funny or I was happy for a quick second, because that's just not me. I can understand how some people are like that, because we need all types of people. The world can't keep functioning without them. But sometimes it's just like, yo, happy time's over. We got stuff to do. We got happy's good. Happy's great. Happy is it helps rebuild your emotional well-being. But I'm a realist. I prepare for real life. I live in real life. I try to get my daughter to realize these things about me, and my wife as well. And sometimes it can be too much for them, as their personalities can be too much for me. I want to say maybe I want to say not enough for me, because they are very free and I'm very restrictive. And sometimes I feel like their willingness or their want to be free makes me more restrictive, because somebody gotta rein these hippies in, right? Life is not gonna stop. Life don't care about your feelings. Life doesn't care if you're sick. Life doesn't care if you're sad. It's harsh. It's one of those things that as we as people don't like to admit, and sometimes I take it a bit too far. I can seem callous, but I really do care. And it's one of those things where it's hard. Well, it's not hard. It's hard for me to demonstrate that I care the way that they want me to demonstrate that I care, because they are not doing the things that I need for them to do to show me that they care about the things that I do for them, because that's the way I show them that I care. Whew. Okay, so I'm a provider, right? I said in my last video, I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy. I just do what I got to do to, protect and provide for my family. I don't expect anyone to thank me for having the lights on, or thank me for paying the cable bill, or for the lunch, or fix the cars or whatever. You don't have to say the words thank you. I do appreciate it. It's not lost on me that sometimes that's all you can do is just say thanks. But I do those things in abundance for the people closest to me, and those people are my wife and daughter. Now, say for instance, my mom asked me for something. I'm going to do it because I love my mom, of course, but I don't want to, because I feel like I'm not really getting anything out of it. Not that I'm like a leech or, I'm like, I'm coming over here wasting my time because you didn't do the thing I asked you to do before to prevent this situation from happening. So the way I process the emotions is, if I ask you to do something, that is exactly 100% what I want. And that will make me happy. That won't make me happy in your world, because my face will not show it, but on the inside, my insidey parts, the heartstrings here, will feel better, and then I'll move on to the next thing. But on the appearances, it seems like I'm still angry. But no, that's good. You did that thing. Now let's move on to something else, because this other thing needs to be done. So say, for instance, my daughter does excellent on her homework, or she does, great in gymnastics. It's like, gymnastics is extracurricular. Homework is what you're supposed to do, right? So when I say great job on your homework, that's it. Great job. Now, if you do extra credit and you make the dean's list, I'm like, damn kid, that's awesome. Just great. Phenomenal. But I don't have the presentation that my wife has, and sometimes it's not taken well. Even though I'm 100% like, yo, I'm proud of you. This is awesome. Great job. But then when you take out the garbage, or you brush your teeth, or you do something responsible that you're going to have to do as an adult and be responsible later, I'm not doing a cartwheel for that. Good. Glad you fed the fish. Glad you fed the dog. Glad you folded your clothes Great. Nobody comes and congratulates me for us not getting evicted every month because I pay the taxes, or, you know, put the gas in the cars or doing that stuff. And I don't need it. I don't want it. I am not a fanfare type of person. And I think sometimes people think that, oh, you need this, you need somebody. No. What I need is for you to put away your dishes that you made because you made that mess. I need you to honor my space because it's my space, because I honor your space the same way I would want you to honor my space, because I will never expect something of you that I wouldn't do myself. You will never find my stuff in your space unless I was in your space fixing something and I forgot to take my stuff out, or you took my stuff, didn't ask me, and that's a whole nother issue, right? So I respect my space. I respect your space. I need you to respect my space just the way I expect your space. Respect. Aretha Franklin. So what I just want is what I feel is reciprocity, right? Responsibility and stuff like that are just ridiculously important to me, and they are intertwined with my emotions. So it's difficult for people who are like my wife and daughter, who are, you know, independent of life, you know, like they can be like honestly truly happy and joyous, and like that's awesome. And I'm the dude that's like, this is great, I need to get home and cut this grass, so because it's gonna rain tomorrow, and then the grass is gonna be wet and I can't cut wet grass because it's gonna clog up my lawnmower. It's gonna take me 2 hours longer. It's gonna really tear up the grass. I'm gonna be compacting the grass, and if I wait any longer than this, my grass is gonna be too long. East Point is gonna give me a ticket, and they don't care that I didn't feel like cutting the grass when I got home because I was tired, or I had a sinus infection, or I was slightly sick. They don't care. They don't care that, you know, maybe I just was feeling down because the weather was gloomy as such today. They're gonna say, okay, here's your ticket because your grass was 3 inches long and it's over this amount of whatever specified grass length. Something simple like that. The garbage man don't care. On Tuesday morning, he coming to get that trash and he's leaving. If I didn't take out my garbage, I'm stuck with that garbage for at least another week. And then what? Now I got extra garbage. Now I ain't got room in the garbage can. Now the garbage is gonna be full. Now there's gonna be squirrels and raccoons out there digging in the garbage. There's gonna be garbage in my lawn that I just cut. No, I'm a very in-depth planner aheader. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yo, I think about all this stuff in like a millisecond, right? And at the same time, I got to process the fact that my daughter and my wife are not like that. Neither are a lot of people in my life, but I do hang around with a lot of like-minded people, unlike my mom, like I was saying before. So say I had to go to my mom's house, back to that, because somehow she keeps clicking the link from the person she's never met in her life ever that keeps sending her an email that says, hey girl, how you been? And now her computer's infected. Now this is the 4th or 5th time I've come over and fixed my mom's computer, cleaned out all the goo god, cleaned out all the baddies, sometimes re-image it, because sometimes you just got to start fresh. And she goes, click. I go, son of a bitch, what? I asked you to stop doing this, send them straight to trash. I set up a filter. Sometimes you can't catch everything, but it's one of those things. Ma, why are you doing this? You're wasting my time because you didn't do the one thing I asked you to do, which was to not do something. Don't click this. If you don't recognize it, delete it. Done. You sit at home, you shop on QVC all day, you ain't got no work friends, you've been retired for 15 years. Stop clicking stuff. Stop clicking stuff. You want me to visit, there's better ways to get me over here. But can't say that because it's my mom. I say a version of it because after 15 years I'm done being nice. Ma, you about to get the business, and I'm gonna say words to you. Mean stuff. Come on, grandma. All right, you done. Anywho, so it's one of those things where I say, hey, can you do this thing for me? I really require this in my life to make me happy. That's what my inside voice says. They wish I could explain things to them like that, and they don't understand how cleaning up, picking up the trash, putting away the cups, you know, cleaning up the dishes makes me actually happy, because I don't actually show it on the outside, and it's just not how I'm wired. And it's hard for me to look at them and go, hey, how come this is not a problem? This is right and wrong. This is wrong that there's garbage here. This is wrong that you know, the dog doesn't have any water in their bowl, like they will dry out. They will die, dehydrate. Good Lord. And it's like, hey, there's no gray area here. This needs to be done, because no matter what you feel after you're done feeling that way, the problem's still going to exist, and the problem's still going to need to be solved, right? And it's super easy for me to spit out and say, and it's super easy for them to spit out and say the things they require. And the hard part is the translation, right? So I'm not super lovey-dovey, kissy-huggy person. I like it. It's okay. I'll do it. But I don't want to stay hugged up for 15 minutes. I give you a hug, give you a kiss, and done. I don't want. I got an arm cramp. Like it's hot. You're making me sweaty. It's uncomfortable, but I squelch it because you need that, or whatever. And you know that can be a little harsh, especially with a little girl. And I had to squelch that a lot. You know, my wife handled me up once or twice, and I was like, all right, you know, I gotta get this under control. And that's the sacrifice I had to make to kind of better the relationship with my daughter a little bit. God, this is gonna be a long video. Hope y'all got some snacks. And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I did that, but there's a point where I cannot do it anymore because you're not doing the things that I need you to do. So I feel like the more stuff I have to do for you or remind you to do, the less room I have for those types of emotions, right? Good. God damn, could you get any closer? You almost touched my ear. Like I said, the garbage, the dogs, whatever, you know, just situations. Clean your room, you know, pay for the homecoming ticket. Okay, will do. $20, nothing. I mean, ain't nothing. It's $20 here, but you know, $20 can get you a lot. But Dad, I need this ticket before this date. Okay. She knows I'm never gonna wait to that date. Never, not never. I got home that day, paid for that ticket. Also got home that day and looked at that bedroom. I said, okay, now let me kick in my niceness. I said, hey, can you handle this issue in the room of the dirtiness and, you know, make it undirty? Okay. Later that night, I do all the things and get everything ready for the next day, like, you know, the garbage bags and the garbage, and get everything out because it needs to go out. And I go, hey, did you handle that issue? No, I forgot. That's weird, because I didn't forget to do the thing that you needed me to do. Although that was like no real emotional attachment to that, but I performed an action, which is how I relay emotion. Because let me tell you guys this, if you get nothing away from this video, and if my camera dies because I'm yapping, if I do things for you, then I care about you. There's very few people in my life that I do things for. If I do things for you and I don't care about you, it's because I'm doing things for you by proxy. So say, for instance, my wife needs me to do something for her sister, or they need to borrow the truck, or she need to go somewhere, and mine is the only vehicle that's available right now to do it. You think I give one whole shit about that situation? No. No, I do not. It's not that I dislike her family or anybody's family. It's that I don't care about people that are not in my circle, because I have a limited amount of emotion. About to have a limited amount of life if I don't get up off of this. I can't get into the gravel. It's gonna be a pain to get out. Emergency personnel, life-saving. All right, so you know, they have the bare minimum emotion. They have cordial associate type emotion. But what you get from me by proxy is I will go across town and pick up your thing in my truck, because it would make my wife happy that she's helping her sister do a thing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to put gas in my truck and drive all the way over there and drive all the way back, because I'm not going to ask for gas money, because I am a kind-hearted person. I'm just not nice about it. No, I don't want to do this. Why would I want to do this? No. My wife wants this done. She will never say, hey, go do this for me, but I know in my heart that she would appreciate it, so I go do it. Yeah, am I happy about it? Nope, I am not. But I don't have to be happy about it. It's not for me, it's for her. It's for her, through her, because of me. It's one of those things where, okay, you do that enough for wife, sister, brother, aunt, cousin. What am I getting out of this? I don't feel like I'm getting what I need out of this, because my emotional equivalent of smiley happy face is, you know, my kid's on punishment. Why is she out here watching TV with you? You know, wife's very free. She forgot she was on punishment. Like, goddamn. Like, can you get mad at that? Yes. Supposed to? No. Hold it in and be mad at yourself because you can't get mad at the thing because it's something simple and they forgot and nobody takes things as serious as you do because you're the weirdo. It's frustrating. So, I'm gonna try to go ahead and end this video because I could just keep going about this forever. What I'm saying is, these personality tests, of course, aren't concrete. Oh, little baby. And like I said before, my inner monologue is always flying around in my head. And when I said the thing on YouTube about my inner monologue and how I talk so differently on YouTube is because when I'm out on my bike, all those things don't necessarily disappear. This is like my zen time. This is the moment where I put those things on the back burner and then I go enjoy my ride. Now, I know my family wishes I would do this more often, but I cannot because they have to be done. I have to take care of the things that need to be taken care of because if I don't, then who will? The entire family will suffer if I don't do my job. And I feel like if I'm doing my job in what I believe to be your job, then what are you here for? What am I getting out of this? You know, I tell my daughter all the time, you know, these things are, humans are weird, right? Because I can tell you for it right now, you know, in the beginning of any relationship, wife, kid, daughter, you know, girlfriend, everybody is blue. Everybody is, hey, there's this touchy, kissy face. Let's, you know, do the stuff and the things to, you know, make a kid. But then after a while, that long-term relationship stuff, you know, when your kid grows older and your relationship with your significant other expands into real life, the blue starts to fade unless you're naturally blue and you just stay the course. And if you're like me, it's like, yo, I got that blue in there, but I need you to pay attention to this real life stuff because we got stuff to do. And the reason I say that is because look, my daughter's a girl. I mean, she's a daughter, so. But I don't want her to be so caught up in the blue because a dude, when we first meet you, now I can't speak for all males, I can just speak for myself, and this is just general for myself. We trying to get you. That's it. You only learn about that person more later. You only learn that person is actually reliable, actually trustworthy, actually will take care of you. We tell you a bunch of stuff in the beginning because it's not a competition, it's a challenge. We want to play with boobs. I tell my daughter all the time, yeah, this little boy like you, you know, he's trying to get you. He won't touch your boobs. Dad, why you because it's real life.
Battery level is low.
It's one of those things where, hey, this is great. You got a charming young man, but then afterwards, what is he going to turn into? Is he going to be the dude that sit on the couch? Is he going to be the dude that says I'm going to do a bunch of stuff and don't do it? Is he going to be the dude that knocks you up, don't help you take care of that baby, don't look out for the kid, don't have your best interest in mind, whether you like him or not? I'm sure my wife don't like me a lot of times, my daughter don't like me a lot of times, but they know I am taking care of them. And it's one of those things, it's hard for both parties, all three parties, to deal with each other and their intricacies. But that's how I process emotions, guys. I'm sure there's a lot to take in, and I'm sure that I missed some things, but my camera's gonna die, and this video is pretty much over. I can say though that why I like dogs. This is weird because I guarantee you I'm not comparing my family to a dog. This dog cannot live without me. I provide food, shelter, heat when it's cold, cool when it's warm, water, you know. I do all these things. I scoop the poop. I clean up after you. You cannot exist without me, or you could, and you'd be out there eating scraps or whatever. Now, if I say sit, and my dog does not sit, I get upset. If I say sit, and my dog sits, she gets a good girl, she gets the pets, she gets the treats. Because you're doing what I asked you to do. I will do all of these things. And in return, just do what I ask you to do. Now, humans, of course, are much more complex. And again, I'm going to say it again out loud. Not comparing my family to a dog. It's just a simple explanation of how I process things. You do what I ask. I'm happy. Showing it outward, very big deal. Very my bad-ish type of situation. And I don't know how that's going to play out. Don't know if I can fix it, because it's a me thing. It's not purposeful. It's not something I do. It's just something I am. And it's hard to fix what you are. And it's understandable from both sides. So, thanks for watching. If you stayed this long, I am out. Catch you guys later.